What's good? It's your boy Fanon. Welcome back to the channel. Going to talk about some absolute malarkey that Freddie Roach is throwing at Floyd Mayweather Jr. about the Manny Pacquiao fight, this injured shoulder, an old subject, but something that just got reignited. I think that the reason it got reignited is because Floyd Mayweather Jr. is about to fight Manny Pacquiao. That's my belief. That's been my belief for a while. And I think that as soon if Errol Spence Jr. gets past Mikey Garcia, which I expect him to do, but it's boxing, so you never know. That right after that happens, Floyd Mayweather Jr. is going to sign to fight Manny Pacquiao because that's just in his personality, man. Anyway, this is not my time to bash Floyd Mayweather Jr. for his funny business. It is my time to point out that Freddie Roach is being a little underhanded in his criticism of Floyd Mayweather Jr. Now, before I get into that, I want to welcome you back to the channel, subscribers. If you are not subscribed, I invite you to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you can be notified of when we release more videos and also when we do our live streams, which is usually right between 10:15 and 10:45 a.m. Central Standard Time, depending on when the previous show goes on, which is Troll Boxing Talk. And sometimes they go off, they roll off their channel at, slightly varies depending on the number of comments and the number of super chats that those guys have to go through. So I come on after that. Now, Freddie Roach, in an article that came out this morning, is coming up with that old conversation about how Manny Pacquiao got screwed over against Floyd Mayweather Jr. because Floyd Mayweather Jr. was allowed to shoot up his hands with painkillers, but Manny Pacquiao was not allowed to shoot up his shoulder with a painkiller, right? Now, and saying that he had wished that fight had never happened because he didn't find out until into training camp out that the fight was going to, or that shoulder was going to need surgery. But there was too many people, too many powerful promoters, and too much money on the table for that fight to be stopped. And how he doesn't do this just for the money, but he does it for the love of the sport. And he didn't like the fact that he had Manny Pacquiao going in there one-handed, right? Okay, now, here's the problem, though. Bob Arum, back in May of 2015, just after the fight happened, said that they didn't know that injury was serious, and that it was just something that they thought they had under control. But then when he got into the third round, when Manny Pacquiao got into the third round of the fight, that it just jumped out there. It just got worse, and he couldn't handle it, or it really affected his performance. But that's part of sports. Now, the real problem behind this was, though, that they didn't turn in their paperwork. Why didn't they turn in their paperwork? I can't say. But let's go on exactly why it was, since the way that it was phrased in the article by Freddie Roach was that there was an agreement between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr. that they would be able to use these painkillers for these injuries, right? Now, I don't doubt that Manny Pacquiao has an injury. And I don't doubt that Floyd Mayweather Jr. had injuries or had fragile hands. Shoot, these guys throw thousands and thousands and thousands of punches for years and years and years and years, and that can affect your shoulder, and that can affect your hands. So, all right, they both had injuries. They both wanted to use. We're going to tell the Nevada State Athletic Commission. They both agreed with each other about how they were going to be allowed, to take care of these pre-existing injuries. Okay? Fair deal between the two of them. However, Floyd Mayweather Jr. is not the one that kept him from shooting up a painkiller, right? Now, I'll even leave aside the issue about how people had said for years that Manny Pacquiao was scared of needles, right? Now he's shooting up painkillers. Not that that's an issue. If he got a painkiller and they say it's okay, all right, it's a painkiller, they say it's okay. But this is the reason why it didn't happen. And this is what was said by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, because the Nevada State Athletic Commission is the one that said he couldn't do it in his locker room, right? This is Francisco Aguilar, the chairman of the Nevada Athletic Commission, said the Pacquiao team didn't disclose the injury until Saturday night. So the request for permission to take the shot and to have a personal doctor in Manny Pacquiao's corner were denied. And we were not aware of his injury. This is what Aguilar says. They said, we were not aware of his injury until tonight at 6:30, right? Said Aguilar, who made the ruling. The medications he was taking were disclosed on his medical questionnaire, but not the actual injury. This isn't our first fight. This is our business. There is a process. And when you try to screw with the process, it's not going to work for you. After speaking to Dr. Trainer and understanding that what the request was, I made a decision not to allow it, given the timing of the request. That's what he said. That's why they weren't allowed to do it. Because Francisco Aguilar thought that Freddie Roach and those guys were playing games. It's like, okay, you're telling me what the medications that you're on are, but you're not telling me why you're using them. What are you using them for? That's a simple question. And these guys, now, not only is this not the first time, according like Francisco Aguilar said, this is not our first fight. That's also not Top Rank's first fight. That's not Freddie Roach's first fight, right? This is not the first time this is not the first fight, I'm sure, that Freddie Roach has had somebody that was injured. If you know that you have an injury and you think, why wouldn't you inform the Nevada State Athletic Commission that you had what the injury was? Now watch. Say I didn't want to let my opponent know what my injury was, right? Because if you disclose it, then you're telling Floyd Mayweather Jr. that you got a shoulder injury. Okay, let me ask you a question then. Why would Freddie Roach say that Floyd Mayweather Jr. knew that that Manny Pacquiao had a shoulder injury coming in? If you had already talked to Floyd Mayweather Jr. at his camp and said, "Look, we need an injection for our shoulder," then why wouldn't you put that injury on them? Why wouldn't you disclose the injury? Now, because they said the medications were there, but the reason wasn't there. Why wouldn't you disclose that you had an injury to the Nevada State Athletic Commission? Could it be that you didn't want to tell Floyd Mayweather Jr. that you had a shoulder injury? That's the only logical reason I could think for not doing that. Right? He said again, I'm going to read, we were not aware of his injury, not the medication. He said we were not aware of his injury until tonight at 6:30. The medications he was taking were disclosed on the medical questionnaire, right? So the painkiller itself was disclosed, but not the actual injury. This isn't our first fight. This is our business. There's a process, and when you try to screw with the process, it's not going to work for you. So why would Aguilar say he's screwing with the process? He said you put the medication on there, but you didn't put the injury on there. What reason would they have not to put the injury on there? Mayweather's team is going to see that what the injury is. He's going to see that there was an injury there. He's got a hurt shoulder. Okay, good to know. Good to know. But here, in this article that was before where Freddie Roach is getting interviewed about it now, Freddie Roach is saying that Manny Pacquiao, the Floyd Mayweather Jr. team already knew of the injury, right? That Floyd had agreed to allow him to shoot his shoulders up with painkillers. Shit, Floyd might have said, you got a messed up injury. No, you cannot. Right? No, you cannot shoot your shoulder up with a medical you can't shoot yourself up in the locker room. No, you can't do it. Right? Maybe he would have said that, because there's still not any verification that we know of that Floyd actually shot up his hands in the locker room. We don't know that he did that. And what's the need for a private doctor in your corner? Look, man, all fine and dandy, man, but come on, man. You know, this fight's going to come up. I really do believe that there's going to be another fight between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao, because that's the fight that makes sense for these guys. That's a ton of dough out there for both of these guys in this fight. Also, Floyd Mayweather Jr. tends to, not want other cats to shine or catch up with him. So the likelihood of a younger star getting that shot that has a chance to beat Floyd Mayweather, has a chance to fight Manny Pacquiao getting that shot, it just seems like Floyd is going to take that money off the table if he can get that money off that table. And that little Takashi, what's his name? The Japanese guy that he fought, he was also a southpaw, right? So that's the one thing that stuck out in that fight to me. That was like a $10 million training match with a southpaw that was shorter than you. Okay, maybe that was like a tune-up that looked somewhat like Manny Pacquiao, fast hands, whatever. But anyway, it is what it is. We'll see what happens. But man, I ain't buying this from Freddie Roach. And with that, I'm out. Peace.